glued to that television. I mean, I didn't move. It might have been 30 seconds or it might have been an hour. I can't remember, but I just remember not being able to take my eyes off of it.
Well, I certainly remember the tragedy and certainly felt like at that point in time we'd shut down the sports world, right? There wouldn't be any sports. How could there be? And yet shortly thereafter, sports, I thought, played an interesting role in helping us deal with that tragedy, a diversion, if you will. And I remember the Mets game, and I remember Mike Piazza's home run. So sports did play a role eventually, despite the horrible tragedy of 9/11.
I remember I was having breakfast, cereal and a cup of coffee and orange juice, and I had the TV on, and boom, it hit. And like, you're in shock like everybody else. It's like, what? Is this a movie? Is this a promotion for a movie? And it was just freaky, scary.
In my mind, 9/11 was the Pearl Harbor of my generation. That's what it was at the time. That's what it continues to be now and into the future. It will always be a defining moment in my life.
And we just didn't know when it was going to end. And that's the thing that I remember. It's like you just didn't know how many more of these there were going to be.
We immediately knew, as everyone around the country knew, something was not right. And I just remember throwing my clothes on as fast as I could, getting to work. And it was all hands on deck. I mean, that was an unbelievable day. I think we were all trying to come to grips with what had happened. We were trying to figure out, how do you cover a story like this? Because certainly nothing like this had ever happened.
I remember I was watching the Today Show when it happened, and I just went into work. I think most of us did that day, wherever we were, whether we were scheduled to work or not, it didn't matter. We all just showed up at the station. It was all hands on deck. And I remember I was in the newsroom when that second tower went down, and we were all standing there just watching in shock and horror at this national tragedy that was unfolding before us.